All right.
We're on air. We're live. Finally, thank you, folks, for being so patient. For those of you who may have joined and nothing was happening, we are here now. Technical difficulties in America. And welcome to my guest, who is in a warped Japanese garden. It seems. This is Jonesing for Japan. I believe his mother is also in the audience, so he has to be on his best behavior. Hello, welcome, Jones.
Arigato. How are you? How are you, Simon?
I'm all right. I've got a beer, and I've got beer and sandwiches.
I might have a little tea with a little bit of whiskey, maybe a little later here.
It's a bit early in the morning for that, isn't it?
Had pulling all nighter. But it's all right.
Oh, Ty's here in the audience, and Robert.
Oh, Oba-chan. Can you lower? Because then it picks that up too. Oops. There we go.
Well, excuse my mouthful. For those of you who just joined, we now have this is a double team. Last week we had Jones's mother, Oba-chan, and we found out all about her connection to Japan. But what we want to find out today is what precisely is the connection? Why is jonesing for Japan?
Yeah, there's quite a few reasons here.
So, first question, while I munch away, is how old were you when you sort of realized, oh, I have Japanese. There's something about me that's not there's something different. What did you say?
That's actually a tough one, right? So I actually when I was a child, when I first went to Japan, maybe around 10, or no, it was even before that. No, maybe 10. All right, so went to Japan then. Didn't really appreciate it at all. I was kind of bored. Because, I went to school there. Everyone was kind of busy. I didn't understand. I had some angst probably. And then I went there again, maybe around, 15 or something. Started watching Dragon Ball there. Started connecting with my uncle and my cousin watching it. Appreciate it a lot. The animation, the style of it. Then when it was brought over to the U.S., and I don't know, later on in school, everyone was watching it. And then I saw the translation, was listening to it, and was very disappointed in it. And I thought it was really dumb. The translation was not correct. And that was a little disappointing. Then maybe I fell off the train a little bit because I was getting into anime a little bit then. And then it all started becoming convoluted movies and series. So I kind of lost it again there. And then
so basically, I mean, you were being dipped. You dipped from an early age into the pot of Japanese culture.
Yeah.
And it stuck. But when you went back to the States, then it kind of like faded.
It did, even though my friends were getting into it. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Some of the translation and the other movies that came out, but then it revived again a little bit through Japanese wrestling, which can be very extreme, very strange, athletic.
Oh yes, amusement. I mean, my actress friend, she starred in the story of as just one of the side characters in the story of all women Japanese wrestling. There's some famous all women Japanese wrestler, and she played one of her sort of like combatants. And I tried to watch it. It's rather bizarre.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and hi, Tai Naka. Do desu ka? Yeah, Tai Naka and I might link up, do some music, by the way. Just
right. Musical. Well, yes, not on this show. At the simultaneously later. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah. We live kind of near each other in the Midwest. But yeah.
Oh, that brings me nicely onto my next question. Segue. Where were you born? Were you born in where you are now, or yes? So you're born born and bred in that area.
Yeah. Born in the U.S. and yeah, kind of in the country area at first, surrounded by cornfields and a lot of other
cows.
people.
Lots of
Yeah,
cows, I
cows.
remember.
There's some cow tipping was kind of the fun joke for some people. Some of that, and yeah, a lot of corn, a lot of people that didn't quite look like me, and yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, yeah, in the U.S. and for the most part, I think the longest I was away from the U.S. Was what 6 months in Japan as a child, maybe.
Mhm.
So
On and off, or sort of similar, sort of consecutively.
just a couple times, I would
Mm.
say. So nothing too crazy.
So what was it? What was it? I mean, because you in the advert where I used your first video from your channel, you said you reacted against your background. What?
True.
Yeah. What made you react against your background?
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
do a light version. But,
Oh, we got an hour.
yeah. While I'm glitching out a little bit here, but sorry about that. But let's say, the classic bullying,
Mm.
um, being teased constantly over and over. So I wanted to kind of distance myself from it, right? I didn't want to associate with being the different one, the one that was, as some would put, the loser of World War II, as little kids would tell me. I am a loser
Oh,
of some sort, over and over, right? Stuff like that. So maybe it started there. Um, just stupid stuff they'd pick on me for, but it's like, you realize now they would just pick on me for something else.
mm.
Um, it was just like the easiest target you could say, maybe. Or the quickest, not I don't know, I guess not that creative, you would say. So a bit of that.
The quickest way to deal with it is to sort of like yeah. It's bad. Yeah, I agree with you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I could
Mm.
have. But I did look way more Japanese as a child.
Ah,
So,
it was the yellow hat and shorts that gave you away.
yeah. Some of that. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
and the little black leather backpack.
yeah. Um, so yeah, it kind of started with that, and yeah, I just didn't understand it as well. There wasn't as that much internet then to really even understand it or kind of understand my culture more. As
Mm,
Obachan was trying to learn English a bunch and
mm,
integrate herself into this culture and society as well. So maybe both of us were kind of doing that.
mm.
Um, so yeah, I guess that's where the distance started happening. Yeah.
So quite early on,
Yeah,
really.
very early, I
Mm.
would say. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What I mean, you progressed from school eventually. You
Mm.
came out off the conveyor belt. But did you go on to study anything else?
Yeah. Studied some music, a little bit of, well, I guess at first it was business and stuff and some stock trading, stuff like that. Um, Nothing too fun. See, here's the problem, right? I get interest in all different types of things. I didn't have the tunnel vision like the shokunen that the Japanese teach you. Maybe I would have been nice to have. Um, Maybe I still need to have more of that, but now I have more of a tunnel vision of the goal of getting to Japan, right? So
Yes, I mean I kind of noticed that from your
yeah,
videos. You know.
yeah. So I'm getting there.
So I mean, I remember you saying in your videos that that it was through videos, through YouTube and so on, that you discovered, and that the fire was lit under your backside, as it were,
Yes, yes.
to go. I mean, when did you discover YouTube? Because YouTube's been going since 2007. So I mean, at what point in your life did that sort of become more than just like watching cat videos?
That's what I still think it should be, and most of the internet should be. Need to get back to it, but it definitely did change. Maybe about only 3 years ago, because before, my background is a lot of it has to do with music, ongaku,
Mm,
and I usually just used YouTube for watching music videos, music video tutorials, creating music, mixing, producing. even though I'm really just someone who likes to learn on the fly, as you noticed this morning.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is actually a relative who passed away, and then we're like, "Well, we have to go to Japan real quick." I'm like, "Okay, I haven't been there in 10 years. I don't know what's going on there. Never been there as an adult. So, I should indulge, do some hedonistic things, heard some things, from afar. There's some fun things to do." And I started scoping around, and, the number one J vlogger in a way, or traveling in Japan, is abroad in Japan, so found him, and,
Yes.
I couldn't believe some of the editing, because it's just like cable TV a little bit. I was like, "Wow, that's, ridiculous," and he was showing some, very interesting, strange things to do there, as
Yeah, with
well
his friend
as
Natsuki.
yeah, yeah,
Natsuki. Yeah.
he's the man, he's the man, and just, it started appealing to me, so went there kind of very quickly. It was, like, maybe a week or 2 before, didn't know really I was really going, and found many of things to do, and a lot of it was actually just getting lost and walking around Tokyo. I loved it. Um, one of my favorite things, and any time of night, it's safe. Any time of night, any part of Tokyo is interesting, getting lost. You can go with a huge plan or without a plan. Either way was fun. Um, and then I
Yes,
started
all
connecting.
you really need to do is find the nearest metro station, and you easily get back easily to where you wanted to be anyway. So
Yeah, it's great. Loved it, and started connecting with my relatives that I never really did. I saw them quite a bit as a child, but yeah, it was like a 10-year gap, and I couldn't believe how much we had in common because I didn't really talk to him at all until like, "Hey, I'm coming in a week or 2." And like, "Cool, all right." And then the first night there started. I don't know. We went around everywhere and drank way too much, especially them. I'm like, "Oh, good to see you. You're close to falling on the floor. Might have fell on the floor." Um, and yeah, and we're out till 5 a.m. the first night we hung out, and yeah, it was great, and I was sold. Like, I need to learn more about this place. I was only there for a week, I believe, or something.
So apart from copious amounts of sake and strong zero and
I
whatnot.
still haven't had a strong zero.
Oh, you must.
Yeah, I need to do it already. Yeah.
So you rediscovered your Japanese heritage. But what apart from, I mean, you mentioned before you got into sort of like a little bit of anime, but when you rediscovered it, what interested you the most? And this is the point where I switched to my fancy background. Ha ha ha.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually just got hooked on YouTube in general. Whoa there. Oh yeah, all the idiosyncratic weird culture, all the yeah, esoteric things you can get into. It's beautiful. Look at that. That's a work of art right there. That's art, I think. But yeah, stuff like that. Any weird things you're into, you'll probably find it. And then yeah, and then I found everything on YouTube and I got hooked to it. I didn't even know what a vlog was till 3 years ago. Um, and then I got like hooked on people's stories of living in a foreign country and experiencing it for the first time, the culture shock, uh, language barrier, dating. How does it all work? And I like to experiment with my life in general a lot. I throw myself in a lot of awkward, weird situations. Um, so that appealed to me a lot. And I think the Japanese people are very awkward as well. So that was funny to play.
Well, hang on. That backtrack a bit. That requires a little bit of deeper explanation, without putting yourself in a compromising position.
Put me in a compromising position. I don't care.
Okay,
Yeah.
Japanese people are awkward.
Yes.
Explain.
Well, can be bashful, sure, right? And unless they get some drinks in them, they can be overly, almost maybe robotic in being nice, too nice. And then I feel it's almost awkward, that I feel like they have osteoporosis because they're just always bowing all the time. Arigato gozaimasu. Then there's like 7 people when you're walking out of the door, and you can tell it's not like that personable. So that's a little awkward for me to experience. And then next time I said, like, are you actually that? Isn't that awkward for you? And then I have tattoos. I think, give me some weird looks. And then there's also what is the term in Japanese? The herbivore men.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. I love people watching. So maybe when they try to make their move, or they just sit there and just stare and hope something happens. I love it. They're so awkward. I love it. And I'm awkward too. It's fine, but maybe in a different sense. But people watching is amazing there, I think. And yeah, it can be very awkward, even with my family. There's, it's a little
I
awkward. I
want
haven't seen you forever.
from the few clips I've seen when you're interviewing these like bar owners and stuff, it all seems to be going very smoothly, and they're all very open and friendly and appear to be genuine, and have let down their barriers, kind of thing.
Maybe half, maybe half. The other half is something I couldn't even believe. Because it's, I had some interviews set up for me with some affiliations. It was very nice. And some were some salarymen and executives. And it's kind of amazing in the sense that I had these questions pre-screened and emailed first. And I went through them, and some I just felt based on the conversation that some of the questions didn't need to be asked because it was kind of covered already. And I would skip some and they'd be like, "Hey, what about that one question? You forgot that one question. Are you kidding me? You had these all memorized?"
They noted it down. They've got it there. Yeah.
It was amazing. They had it already in their head in like order in their head. They're so prepared. It was amazing to me in that sense. And then the other way, just off the cuff and very detailed, vivid. And it just seems like, well, I didn't see too much in the middle interview wise. But the more comfortable ones, they might have had a few spirits in them.
Yes, well, yeah, it always helps. I mean, I know,
but that's part of it too.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, kampai, and I think that's part of the culture too. More of a shy, passive culture, and then they drink their faces off at night. It helps them out, and I like that too. I think that's nice.
Now you mentioned Tokyo, but most of your relatives, I mean, I from having talked with your mother last week, are in the Kansai area. So, do you have any favorite places? I mean, you just, I mean, you went to Tokyo and got lost and enjoyed getting lost in Tokyo, but have you been lost in Osaka or lost in Kobe or anywhere like that?
Last time in Osaka, I missed the trains and had to sleep in a what do they call it? The net cafe.
Oh yeah.
So that happened. My phone was dying. I had to find some alleyway that had an outlet. I couldn't sleep in the net cafe because everyone's just snoring the whole time.
Well, don't you sort of like sleep in the cubicle, or is it? Are they all? Is it?
I didn't even know that was a thing till I got there, but that was like the only thing open. And then I realized that's just a thing people do, is sleep there kind of on the cheap. Very interesting. Got lost there. Pulled an all-nighter, stayed up the whole next day once the train started running again. Yeah, Osaka's great. I like Namba. Dotonbori is a little touristy for me. But was it Namba was nice. Namba was cool. Mino's kind of the close to the
I was looking just before you joined. I was looking for more gifs. I was looking for a gif of Mino Falls, Mino waterfalls. Couldn't find one.
Haven't been there, but yeah, Mino's cool. My uncle is in that area, and
nice.
Walking around the rice fields there is great. Like that. Also, what else was there? There's like a brewery we went to, and it's just kind of like a mix of country and like a suburban area. Really like that, and just walking around, getting lost there as well. And then there's old samurai houses everywhere, kind of like in the picture. That I really enjoyed walking. You can go up their driveways a little bit, and some of the shrines there. It's like they have always these huge entrances. It's really interesting.
I noticed that in Kyoto as well, sort of massive, like fancy entrances.
Got lost in Kyoto a bit trying to get to Inari Shrine because I was with a group of friends and none of their phones were working that great with the Google Maps.
Did you not get the train? I mean, you usually just get the train from
Kyoto. No, Kyoto's a little rougher. There's kind of like a main train station. The rest becomes buses.
Well, I got the train from Tokyo, Kyoto station to. I just got the metro from where I was staying
Look at
to Fushimi Inari.
See, we screwed up. Dude, I know we did get off at a train by there.
Mm.
But then like I don't know, there's some like bus issue, and then I don't know.
Mm.
But it's a little
Did you
tough
get
to get around
Did you
there.
get there? You got up to
Yeah,
the mountain though.
all the way up. A few friends quit, and another one had cowboy boots, but still made it all the way up. Not the best decision, idiot. But I was really impressed with the vending machines as you go high up there, and you
Yeah.
notice the prices get higher and higher when you get up closer to the top, and it probably makes sense. But I couldn't believe it. Like, who's really taking all that up there? It's very, very impressive.
There's not much to see when you get to the top. There's the
Yeah,
final shrine, but the main viewing area is like about a third of the way up.
yeah. And I thought there would be like a bigger shrine at the very top, and there's kind of like
Yeah,
the
it's
same
quite
size as
small,
all
isn't
the
it?
rest. Yeah.
There's a few candles and some fox statues, and that's about it.
But actually, the most impressive area was here's the cattail. It's her place. But so there's that viewing area, and then there's a shrine to the next, like to the side of it. It's going to be hard to articulate, but if you go past the shrine to the back, slightly up a hill, there's another viewing area no one's at, and there's no like fence, there's no nothing, and it's just completely open. The best view you can get there. I'm gonna try to like really write it down for people or something. But there's nobody there, and I think it said don't go there. Maybe.
I can't read Japanese, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm all right.
don't know. Baka Gaijin. But yeah, I couldn't read exactly what it said. And yeah, it was an amazing view, and there's no barrier, and saw all of Kyoto. And I think downtown Kyoto is the strangest place to get lost in. One of the I think it's the strangest city I've ever been to. Gion, I think it's Gion. Have you been there?
Gion. Oh, I like Ponticho, but Gion's okay. Yeah.
Strange place. So weird.
Why? What's strange about it?
Just felt like a weird secret society, and like geisha walking from this bar to this bar, and then like people don't acknowledge you exist, and it's like this weird kind of like they don't notice anything around them except for these secret little alleyways and people like skittering along, going in from door to door.
Well, I suppose in a sense, I suppose yes. If you're inundated with like masses of tourists, you know, and you're trying to get on with your daily life, you've kind of got to ignore ignore people.
Very strange to me. And like,
and it's certainly different to a different feel to Tokyo. That's for sure.
Yeah. It was. I really liked it though. We stayed in an Airbnb kind of on a hill mountain area, and nobody was really around. Then we had like a hiking trail up the mountain, more views, and we want to go back. And now I'm getting nostalgic. Yeah, love it.
So where would you like to live then? I mean, because you're planning to go and live there, and Oba-chan has to go with you. So
it would be
where
this scene right here, right? So it's kind of countryside, a little developed. Like
where is this? Is this a specific place, or is it just something that like a generic Japanese place?
Yeah, it's a generic whatever, but it's slightly countryside. And something, you know, like it's progressing. Everyone's going to work remote, work online, something like that, right? And we're going to have internet because Elon Musk is going to put it up in the satellites in the atmosphere. Everyone's going to have $10 internet. So I think that's feasible. And a lot of these prefectures are paying people to repopulate them. So that might be nice too. But, you know, Bacha might be losing faith in me in that aspect. She might have to do an arranged marriage, you know, and the government's paying for those speed dating things.
Well, that leads nicely onto a question that I thought about in the coffee shop, and my mother wrote down for me.
Okay, yeah.
So, when did you discover dating apps? I mean, what is all this? I mean, you're doing this under pressure, or are you just doing this because you rediscovered girls or something?
I'm not in the dating apps. I'm not in the technology.
You write notes, pass them to the girls you like.
Yeah, go old school. That'd be nice. Like, why can't you just talk? And this texting lost in the context and all that. But then it just like hits you eventually. You're just like, I'm always fighting against the rebelling, and then you're like, well, adapt or die, right? Maybe that's the
Mm.
only way people meet now. But it might just be for like, I don't know, YouTube stuff too. I'm gonna have to teach other people because it's kind of a culture too. A lot of it seems like guys go to Japan and they think there's gaijin hunters and it'll be easy for them, and they gave up in the States or something. It seems like that's a thing.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I'm gonna discover some new ones, learn learn a few, probably gonna screw up a whole bunch, and maybe go some government speed dating, or a botchan is just gonna handpick them. And I'm gonna try, possibly in videos, Obachan will just be on some first dates, and
This is
she's
my
got a
mother.
sixth sense.
She's going to film
Yeah.
it. Okay.
She's here. She's gonna judge you right away. See if I'm gonna buy an Amazon Prime ring for you in 2 days. It'll arrive, and there you go. We'll see, right, Obachan? I don't know what she's doing, but yeah. My mom's got a sixth sense. I've picked some bad ones before, and I think she's sick of it. Maybe it's not up to me anymore, and that's
I
rightfully
mean,
so.
I presume you're testing the waters in America, or are you
I'm done
doing
with
long
America.
distance?
I'm done with the American dating.
Okay, so you're attempting now to date Japanese ladies.
Unless, they are considering going to Japan. Maybe
Mm.
they are really into the culture. Maybe that is a possibility if they are working towards a life there. But for the most part, I have you done the dating apps? Oh my god.
Me? No, I haven't done dating. Never mind apps.
Wait, you've done dating?
I've never done dating. No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole other story then.
What's it like? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more.
All right, cool. Remember, I might want to interview you because I love interviewing people. But
yes, I could be on your show.
Yeah.
It's mutual something.
I am resisting questions, but it's tough to do right now.
You're resisting questions.
I like Believe in Yourself. Just gave a dating tip. I don't know about this one, but might have to test it. I'm that guy in the subway that stops you, insists that we've met before, and in the process
steals your soul. Yes.
How did that go? Let us know. But yeah, dating. I've dated just very little in Japan.
Mm.
But yeah, since I'm really serious about moving there, it makes more sense. But I don't know. That'd be really interesting to see how different it is culturally. But it seems like the Western influence is infiltrating a little bit.
Mm.
With the apps even too,
Speaking of culture, and you sort of dipped your toe into anime, and then when you got back into Japan, were there any sort of areas that you, or is it in general, or are there any specific areas that of the Japanese culture that you really like?
Very specific, maybe a little touchy, but it has nothing to do about the stereotypical weeaboo culture. I would say it has to do maybe somewhat. So much. Okay, so we could go with health. I'm kind of a health nut, right? They live forever and they smoke cigarettes and drink all day. Yeah. I'm a big health guy. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go. It pulls an all-nighter. Big health guy. Yeah.
Repping for Japan, right? Oh, geez, green screen. Anyways, I had the perfect screen up for this. Give me 1 second here. Here we go. See, I don't want to be one of these guys, right? So this is the future. Everyone's gonna eventually switch over to the e-girl or a fake one if we don't get the real organic one now, as everything's headed towards the internet. So I'm running out of time. I don't want to be this guy right here.
Just as a side note, Tomo in comments is asking, what app do you use?
Oh,
For
Um,
dating, presumably.
I'm scared, but I did join the one everyone does, Tinder, right? And I've never met anyone off there, so I'm a little worried, a little freaked out. But then everyone switches like, "Hey, I like you. Let's talk on that Line app. Line app's
Mm.
amazing. I don't know how the whole world doesn't use it. It's free and all, right?
Mm.
There's I am gonna sign up and maybe make a video on it on the websites that are for Japanese dating as well. Probably gonna do that this week. And then there's that Bumble, but you can't put your location there, I believe, until you're there. So I'm gonna do with that as well. Um, and suggest any others. But also there is a speed dating event April 6th. Maybe go to. We'll see what happens. Um,
In Japan.
yes. And
Oh yes,
um,
because you're going next week,
yes.
aren't you? Yes, that's right. Right.
So that'll
For
be
all for
interesting.
all, for all my viewers, all my lady viewers, this gentleman is arriving in Japan next week. If you're interested.
No, honestly, just go out on one date. I'll always pay for the first date. No big deal. If it doesn't work out, our pheromones don't match up, and I'm an annoying idiot. Go. Yeah, I wish you luck. Don't worry about it. I just want to hang out and have a good time either way.
Mm.
No pressure with anything. I don't get why people build it up so much. But anyways, yeah.
So yeah, let's get back to culture. What I mean, because I've got my culture gifs going
Mm.
on in the background here on YouTube videos.
All right. So part of his health. I want to live
Mm.
forever to see how weird and idiosyncratic the world will get with technology. I'm really into sci-fi, right? So I want to live
Hmm.
forever. Japan does it the best. Um, I'm really into food. I am one of the Meshitero foodies, right? They have the best food in the world, most Michelin stars, blah, 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 blah. High quality. You can eat raw chicken. Um, and that should explain it all, how high quality the food is.
Mm.
And now it also goes to transportation. I don't like driving that much. I think it's amazing that all jobs there pay for your transportation. Don't have to worry about being in an accident, slowing down, always paying attention. It drains your energy, looking at the signs and other people
That
driving
helps.
crazy.
Looking at the signs, do not, no entry.
Yeah, stuff like that. Also, insurance, filling up with gas, repairs, all that. I can't stand it. Um, then there is stuff like safety. This is a huge one. All right. Um, I've had a few friends murdered. I don't live in the safest place. There's drug
Mm.
use all over, a few overdoses. Just to be quite frank, there's heroin everywhere here. Uh, it's ridiculous. The crime rate and drug use, I'm sick of it, fed up with it. I
Mm.
don't know what's going on in this
Mhm.
country. I could go on a huge rant on this stuff, but
Mm.
it's what's the point?
So this is the one of the motivating factors to besides having the rediscovering your connections, having
Yeah,
a huge pool of relatives that you hadn't reconnected with, and so on. This is a motivating factor for going to Japan. I mean, for the safety purposes,
yeah.
amongst other things.
Even last
But
December, friend murdered by a gun. There you go.
oh God.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Um,
probably yes. It's possibly a good reason, definitely a good reason to go. Yeah,
yeah.
um,
I mean, there's good
but I
things
mean,
too about this place, but I'm getting fed up with it. Getting fed up.
hmm. But and you've been making sort of coherent and serious plans because looking at your video there on your channel, you're Teffold, Wattle, everything. So you're busy with that, presumably, or have been.
Yeah. Got one of the certifications. Going to get an IT certification over the summer. Going to get another teaching certification over summer as well.
Mm.
Got Google Analytics certificate. Blah blah certificate. Might go to school in Japan. Um, really looking at all the options
Mm.
and yeah, making connections as well. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm fed up with this place. Also, it's just Obachan and I left in the US, and the
Mm.
rest of all of our relatives are in Japan. Kind of makes sense.
So basically, you have no other siblings. So it's just you and Obachan.
Yeah, and I think it
Mm.
would be nice to reconnect with the family, and it kind of gives you more purpose in life, I believe. And it's all just kind of all making sense at once right now,
Mm.
I believe. And creativity, my area is not the most creative canvas, and I've always been like a creative freak, and I always have to be doing something. And it's Tokyo's the biggest metropolis in the world. It's nonstop.
Mm.
Um, that's a passion of mine. I always need a creative outlet. It's kind of a stress reliever or an expression. Runs in my family. My grandfather was an artist in Japan.
All
Um,
right. Oh, that's interesting. I mean,
yeah,
what kind of artwork, or what was his speciality?
it was painting, and so
Hmm.
was his wife, my grandmother. She was a teacher in painting as well. He was a teacher, but also he was pretty well known, I guess, in Japan.
Is that sort of Nihonga painting, or is it classical painting, or
Nihonga, I think. Where's Obachan in? Obachan in here? I don't know what she's doing, but she is MIA. We'll ask her a little later, but oh, she's here. What was the style of painting? Japanese traditional. You want to say hi real quick? Say hi real quick.
Hi, Obachan. Nice to
Yeah,
see you.
yeah. So Japanese traditional painting. Happily send you pictures or something. Probably should have used that in the background instead of this
Yes,
hikikomori
yes.
picture right now.
Something more culturally edifying.
Yeah. Oops. But yeah, we'll go with this. This is kind of like the painting. All right, we'll go with this picture here.
Hmm.
So there's that, and yeah, it'd be nice to reconnect with the family that I haven't really known growing up because I am connecting with them more, and it's kind of interesting. I had so much in common. So like I've done tons of music, and before the first trip, after a decade of not going, my cousin's like, "Oh, hey, I'm a DJ and DJ all the time in Tokyo, and he produced music too." I'm like,
Hmm.
What?
What?
Uh,
Where have I been? I've been wasting my life in.
oh, good to know. So we've done a little bit of music together, so that's cool. And
Hmm.
yeah, reconnecting with the family. What other reasons? I could go on and on, especially with I don't know. It's also just when I'm there, I feel comfortable in a stranger way, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Well, yes, it's,
it's
it's,
hard to
it's I mean,
explain.
certainly in as you were saying, but with the crime rate and everything where you are, yeah. I mean, I met up with one of my Hello Talk friends on Tuesday, and she's here doing a conference on share housing with old people and young people. It's a Japanese idea, and she's going around with her colleagues, and we met up. And she's doing Europe for 2 weeks. She's been
Oh,
to sort of
nice.
Milan. She's been to Paris. She's in Belgium. She's going to Amsterdam and Zurich.
Wow, a
And
lot
she
high
said
on my list.
she didn't feel safe in Paris. So I can, I mean, yes, going to Japan, I felt amazingly safe. Like you say, you can wander around and sleep in parks and come out alive.
It's a
And that
totally
kind.
different sense of freedom. I feel totally liberated in that sense, and also creatively, right? If I do some of the things I want to do, I'm arrested right
Mm.
away. Like,
Oh dear.
I did,
uh,
yeah. Well, I went down Kabukicho with a ski mask, sunglasses,
mm,
and shot a music video. And nobody bothered me. But if I'm walking around with a ski mask here, there's gonna be problems.
mm,
So that's why the canvas feels better. But also, it's just any time of night, any location. How does Tokyo, the biggest city in the world, get number one safest city this past year with that many people, and it has a big red light district? I mean, come on, it's total
mm,
freedom. You can drink outside. It's a totally different sense of freedom of like, oh, I can carry a gun
mm,
versus like the huge crime rate and murder rate and all that. You can have that freedom. I won't miss it. Yeah, enjoy yourself, everyone.
mm.
With that, right? So it's a totally
Yeah.
different type of freedom that I enjoy. Neko-chan's here. But
Yay.
yeah, yeah, I'm fed up with that stuff. Um, so yeah, I'd like to change my life in that sense, and it makes sense to me.
Hmm. So you've now discovered dating. You've now discovered YouTube. You've now discovered all these relatives,
Well, I've
and
dated,
it's
but
yes. I mean, all right. Not you've changed your track slightly.
Yes, I am. I'm way more serious about it now, right? You know, way more serious. It makes
So
sense to me.
how old are you actually? This is one
Oh,
of
I
the
forgot.
questions.
I forgot. How old am
I
I,
mean,
Bachan? 28. But yeah, it's serious time, serious dating time. It's at
mm.
that age, and you know, they always say, I guess there's more science coming out about the males having kids later. If I have kids, I don't know. I'd like to adopt, but that's me. Um, and we got Radri in the building. Konnichiwa.
There he is. Hello, Rodri.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm very
Oh,
serious
oh,
about it now, so it makes sense to me.
old enough. Yes.
There you
Well,
go.
I didn't get married till I was 30 odd. So I mean, there we go.
Mm-mm. Oh, my dad was a dirty old man. He had me at 45. But you know, maybe I'm learning from him. Late bloomer or something. We'll see. But also, education system. If I ended up having kids, I'd rather have them grow up safer. Education system. Oh, they talk about bullying. Who cares? I'd raise my kid to be a bully, not worry about the bullying there.
Mm.
Education system here is kind of ranking lower and lower. Things are getting a little bit lower all around
Mm.
here.
Mm. But I mean, yeah, I mean, just to put it into perspective, you know, the Japanese education system is not regarded in too highly.
Yeah, yeah. There is
Um,
kind of a collectivism. You don't get the individualism and thinking for your own
and
and innovating.
bullying does occur if you know
Mm.
the nail that sticks out gets hammered down, kind of thing.
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
yes.
I am aware. I would try to correct that. But I mean, even in the future, isn't the new university is almost what YouTube now, and kind of can you just be an autodidact? You want to teach your children more and more. It seems schools are really lacking in many ways, and
Mm.
every city has a library. I would really encourage that, even if you're in a bad neighborhood. I encourage that in my city as well. There's a lot of bad schools, and it's just like just go to your local library. You got everything you need there.
Mm.
Don't just depend on the school. But that's me. That's my philosophy. No one cares what I think. But
Mm.
anyways,
So speaking of going back to YouTube, there, I mean, you discovered. Oh, my camera's going bizarre. You discovered J vloggers and everything, and started watching all that, and presumably you still watch for music. But
mm,
are there any other areas? And you say YouTube. You know, you can go to YouTube for like you say almost anything. You know, you want to fix something in your house, don't know how to do it, click on YouTube. You know,
yeah.
but is there anything else you watch on YouTube?
Whoo! I am J vlog addicted. I have to admit.
Mm.
Um,
Besides that, I mean, yeah.
I would say politics, some of that, philosophy, lots of philosophy. That is probably my favorite subject to study on my own. Uh,
Mm.
Current times, a lot of Twitch now, and
Mm.
Twitch is getting more and more interactive and innovative. Um, Yeah, it's becoming very interesting. I almost think everything's might be live like this soon. Uh,
Mm.
and everyone's
Well, it's
production value is going way up, almost like everyone can produce a Tonight Show in their living room now.
theoretically, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's getting there.
yes, yes. Technical difficulties aside,
Yeah, yeah, we'll get there.
I mean, I still have serious microphone envy.
I do have a nice microphone, but I have a recording studio in my place, so that should be the only thing I should be good at, or at least that, all the rest, I don't know. But
So, well, yeah. Speaking of record, I mean, would that be some? And you obviously be going there teaching English to get your foot in the door. But on the
yeah,
side, would you be producing music? Do you think?
I'd maybe have like a recording studio because I know a lot of people are they pay a lot to go to the studios there, and I'm able to build a studio in a small area and already have all the equipment. I would do some of that. I've also done some work with soundtracks. I have to do a soundtrack this weekend.
Hmm.
Um, Also, I've done some audio editing and cleaning up audio for people. So yeah, I would do some of that. Anything really, I don't care. Um, Maybe even work in a risque club or whatever. I don't care. I do not care. Whatever
The
pays the
compare,
bills.
the
Support.
latest compare.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever supports Obachan and I, as long as I'm there, pay the bills. I don't care what it is. Really, if
Mm.
I have to be some weirdo in the streets, telling Gaijin to go into some shady ass place, I don't care. I'm doing it.
Godzilla cat. Yes, that was Godzilla
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah, what Godzilla looks huge. But yeah, I don't care what it is, but I know the foot in the door is the teaching or the recruiting. But I don't know. I'm doing some other things there already, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I know the teaching gig doesn't pay enough to support too, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Skill set.
Yes, but do you have a time scale for all this? I mean, is
Mm.
this going to happen within the? Oberchan is now listening intently.
Let's say 2 years minimum, or I mean, the max, or which way, whatever.
Hmm.
What, nice, a little less be nice, but I'm gonna get a big old quilt of certificates over summer, whichever,
Mm.
if I become homeless on the street, I can whip out a certificate at any time. And when I sleep with the quilt of certificates, be all right. And yeah, slowly been selling my stuff off, I have to admit. So I'm getting ready for that. Um, we'll see. And I'm gonna be talking to some people on the trip as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Making connections. We'll see what happens. See what happens.
And Tokyo Creative. I mean, do they actually provide you with work, or is it just a sort of kind of they expect you to give them stuff for free?
Oh, no, no, they, so it's kind of like if someone does contact us, they would, like, negotiate something between the 2, kinda like a middleman, and, we have some stuff
Mm.
upcoming to do on the upcoming trip, so yeah, that's gonna be coming out. We're gonna be meeting up with them, and doing some content together, so that'll be fun. I've met them before, only some of them, but not many of them.
Mm.
So I haven't met a lot of the influencers from last time. It's mostly kind of the in-house office people. They're
Mm.
super nice. But we have some plans on this trip. Be really cool. But yeah, there's been some stuff with them, and hey, they have tons of connections too. So
Mm.
maybe they know
Well,
some.
if you bump into Chris and so forth, say hi.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
do. We'll do.
who's he? You say Simon, 3 old dudes. Oh, right.
Wait, Simon, 3 old dudes. What's that?
That's the old name. That's the other from the
Oh,
old show. Yeah.
I got you. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Might even see him. What, Friday or something? I don't know. We'll see.
Not Chris Broad. He wouldn't. He would go. Oh,
Okano.
but
Oh wait.
Akano, the boss, the boss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't. He's
yeah,
been doing so much. Wow. I
yeah.
don't know. He's impressive, I must say. Yeah, well done. He might be the
And
senpai,
and and
official senpai.
and Norm Tokyo Lens. I've
Oh,
not
okay.
met him, but he was on one of my first guests
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
show.
He
So.
seems like a really nice dude. Very high quality. He's doing very well, it seems like. And the shamisen thing is taking off. As you can
Mm.
tell, I'm a J-Vlog addicted person. I keep up with
Yes.
him. Good addiction in my city. It's a good one to have versus the other ones. But yeah.
Yes. I mean, I mean, you're leaving, planning to leave.
Mm.
But I mean, is there like a Japanese community in where you are? Is it kind of like is there a
Mm.
kind of, or is it are you kind of like in isolation?
It's very small. I don't know. I haven't like reached out. I'm kind of more in the community, sitting in my room on the internet and stuff like that.
Mm.
But there's a little bit, and I haven't really connected with them too much. But it's actually amongst my friends. My friends are becoming more Japanophiles. They're jonesing for Japan more. I went on a trip
Mm.
with somehow, I don't know how this organized because we can't organize hangouts just within the city and living 10 minutes away from each other. But I had 6 friends go on a trip with me to Japan. Was it 2 years ago? A year and a half ago.
Mm.
Year and a half ago.
All
Uh,
right. Oh,
was it a
nice.
year and a half? Yeah, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. That it's just strange arriving there, and they're like, "Hey, there's my friend hanging out across the world." And, yeah, we had some funny times, some crazy times, and, yeah, some of them are thinking about moving there. One of the people from that group did move there,
All right.
yeah, teaching there now, and
Mm-hmm.
another one of those buddies did the certificate with me and is doing the other certificates with me. Another one is considering as well, and, yeah, they kind of,
So there's going to be a sort of flood of people.
Yeah, we
People
might have
turning up.
our
We'll be fighting for the one job at the local combini.
yeah, great. Or maybe we're gonna start our own cult over there or something, but, or a little commune or something, but, everyone's kind of getting intrigued and, loved it or starting to understand its appeal. Now what's your deal? Why aren't you living there? Why are you so into you're a Japanophile, right?
Relatively speaking, yes. Why am I'm not living there because I mean it's at my age sort of there's less flexibility, shall we say?
Mm,
In I mean, yes, I did at one stage think that I was going to end up there,
mhm,
um, but obviously, you know, having children that affects your decision to a large extent. Um, and also, I did investigate teaching English, and people have said yes, you probably still be able to do it even at my age. But uh, the options are sort of more limited, shall I
mm,
say, for that. And the area I was thinking of going to, um, the main reason for going there has largely evaporated. And
mm,
as also did not have a. I did meet some. Actually, I went to a barbecue and I met some of the local Gaijin English teachers turned up there, and they were all about 20 years younger than me, but you know they seemed to be having you know an enjoyable time there. But um, the opportunities were a lot less. I mean, people could say, "Why don't you go to Tokyo? Why don't you just go to Tokyo?" But I mean, yes, there's possibly more opportunities, but less pay. It's all sort of checks and balances.
mm.
And at one stage, it was evenly balanced, but now it's like tip back towards staying here.
I see. But isn't it, declining population, more jobs they say are gonna pop up, and then I don't get the idea of where they want the younger, fresh out of college 20 because it seems like a lot of them just do the 1 year, right? When you want
And
someone
then
going
toddle
there
off again.
older and they would
Mm.
be more committed, I would think. I
Mm.
don't know. Is that how they
Yes, I
think?
mean,
I don't know.
but I mean, it depends. It depends what if you're working schools
Mm,
and young children. I think they're in their minds they're looking for someone who can stand working for an entire day
yeah.
and energy levels and so on. Because
Mm,
basically, I went to an English school and did an informal chat. It wasn't an interview, but it was just like a reconnaissance mission. And the chap said to me, sort of, well, to be honest, Simon. Um, I mean, just at the outset, before we'd even like started to talk, I mean, he said, "You're too old." Okay,
mm.
but I mean, that was that particular kind of school, teaching young children. Um, so, uh, as I say, the options then are limited. Teaching adults, yes, you could do that, but whether that would be
Oh, it's so strange.
sufficient to give up my pension, to give up this, give up
Ah,
move
yeah.
halfway across the
Pensions.
world. Yeah.
Yeah, that is tough. And it seems like everything transfers from the US very easily. So
Oh,
I
look,
don't
you're getting a
know.
job offer from Radri. He says,
Hmm.
but you may have to have a degree. Do you have a
Uh-oh.
degree?
No, see, that's part of the challenge of it all. Um, yeah, I had a really strange life that I could explain. That'd be a whole long one, but that'll be in a different story. But no, but here's the thing. I know a lot of the jobs say you need to have a degree because of the visa situation, but I am technically the child of a national, so I can go there
Mm,
anytime I want, but I'm not going without a decent job. Um, so I can actually go there no problem, work on the child of a national visa. So let me know, Radri. But hey, all my jobs, check this out. So also, this is part of what I was feeling about Japan, right? I'm not relating with
mm,
the US as much in the sense that maybe I fought against being Japanese as a child, but all along I was Japanese, right? You can ask my jobs. I haven't been
mm,
late for like 7 years, like at all. Not 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. That's a Japanese thing, right? I can't stand anyone at work anymore when they show up late. They don't do their job or anything. They throw me extra work because they just blah 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 or whatever. I can't stand it anymore. It's American
mm,
way of work. I can't stand it. So that's part of me feeling more Japanese. Is
mm,
that kind of aspect? Is the work culture in the U.S. Versus Japan, and I just get like angrier and angrier of just how people work here, and it's getting to me.
Mm.
Um,
Come back to me in a couple of years after you've done like a
yeah, in
14-hour
Japan.
day.
Yeah. Well, I do some of those. I do some of those.
Mm,
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I know it'll be different, but it's just, I guess like it's more the coworker situation. Hopefully, none of you watch, but none of my coworkers know I do any of this, and that's part of the reason. There you go. But yeah, um, yeah, it's getting quite annoying and agitating, and it just seems to be
mm.
getting worse and worse. So, I would look forward to seeing people show up on time and doing their job instead of pushing it onto other people. Um, yeah, that's part of the reason too. That appeals to me. I know most people say
Mm.
that's like the worst part of moving to Japan is maybe the work culture, but I don't know.
But yeah, in some sense, unless you were working for a Japanese company,
Mm,
and you were completely integrated, spoke the language perfectly, to the extent whether they would regard you as not as a separate entity that
mm,
happened to be working for them, like a gaijin. You could
mm,
you would probably not have to endure too much. I mean, if you follow the JVlog community and the English teachers who vlog, they say they can basically go home at normal times,
mm.
sort of
Instead of
thing,
waiting
without
for the last person. Yeah.
yeah. So you have that ticket for you. If you play your Japan card too much, you may not get that privilege.
True, true. I have heard that. It's very interesting too. And yeah, my
Mm,
Japanese is not the best because I didn't really have this feeling till a couple years ago. But my speaking's decent. The writing and all that, I'll get to that after I
mm,
get the certificates
mm,
done over summer. But yeah, I think I do stand out a bit. And everyone says I look more American now, or European. I do have all these dumb tattoos, so
mm.
that might be part. That's also part of the challenge of this whole thing is jobs that where I could button up. I actually dressed like you today. I was doing a little bit of cosplay. I noticed you dress up very nicely. That was the point of
Well,
this.
I just threw. Well, no, I had a different shirt on, but I always like to sort of look nice on my show.
Yeah. I don't normally dress like this, but this was in your honor. But
Thank you.
yeah. I would have to cover up the tattoos, but it would be nice to find a job that didn't matter so much. I mean, there's some like, media jobs and all that.
Mm.
I'm in talks with, but whatever. But like,
Yeah, that
yeah,
would
I have
seem
a
to be
challenge.
an area with your interest in music and with your connection with Tokyo Creative and so on. That would, and also that side of Japanese society is a lot looser, freer, and more international,
Mhm.
internationally minded. Witness quite a lot of my Japanese friends come from that side of the spectrum.
Mhm. So yeah, I do have that big challenge. Well, I have quite a few things going against me, but whatever. I'll get over the challenge. I'm not worried about it. I've overcome worse, but we won't get into that. But whatever. But yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, yes. What are your plans then for? Is it next week you're flying off?
Yes. Wednesday we are on our way. I'll see Radri on Saturday. Maybe we could talk
Ah,
about
cool.
whatever at the Hanami party.
Hmm.
But we have many plans. There's plans of lots of filming, YouTube's things.
Ah,
As
yes. That was another question. Is it when's the next video coming out?
we have one done. We're actually getting a few under the belt, and then like release some right before the trip and during the trip. We have a
Mm,
new music video coming out that is very. I don't know, how would you say? It's goofy. It's interesting.
mm.
It's about unko culture in Japan.
All right. Okay.
They have that unko museum out right now.
Mm.
It's only temporary, so you might have to go to Japan really quick if you're into that stuff. Only till July. What time is
Bradbury's
Hanami
asking.
again? Oops. I think it's at 10:30 a.m. till 6, and there's also the internationally me Hanami meetup at noon that day, and then there's another Hanami meetup on Sunday. Yeah, Radri, I'll throw you all the deets if you want. Whole bunch of stuff. But also, yeah,
Mm,
we're gonna be filming a lot of YouTube. I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch a bunch. That's kind of a whole other area. I'm not gonna. It's even under a whole other name, but that's a whole other thing. Streaming Twitch the whole time, YouTubing the whole time, going out on dates, meeting up with the family, um,
wow.
and filming a whole bunch, and yeah, doing stuff with Tokyo Creative. Uh, And yeah, it'll be very fun. Also, Obachan and I want to check out the country and possibly some of those houses. Also, might visit some universities
Mm.
and really kind of envisioning what it'd be like being around the relatives, living in Japan, um, instead of just like fully leisure. I guess there won't even be time for leisure, really, but kind of imagining life there.
Mm. I noticed in your in some of your videos there's these interviews. Are these interviews with relatives and bar owners and so on? I mean, are there full videos of these coming soon?
Yes, yes, and some are with some big companies as well, which I'm excited
Mm.
about. One of them is with Taito, the arcade company. One's with
Mm-hmm.
Yebisu, the brewery. I
Mm-hmm.
got one with a famous bar creator, owner, cocktail, um, famous guy. What's his name? Mixology Experience. Amazing guy. He was actually one of the most interesting ones. He really thinks far ahead. What's the other one? I got
Somebody
the
with like a
Robot
robot
Cafe.
arm. Yeah,
Yeah, Robot
that's the robot
Cafe.
cafe. Mhm.
Gonna be some other businesses coming up too on this trip. But it's all gonna like start coming out like nowish for
Mhm.
me. Kind of just started at just January this year because I deleted some old stuff, but now it's like more the serious stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be like slash vlog slash getting to know Japanese people. Also, some of it's just people on Instagram who follow me, and I say just DM me, and you might be a random person with 50 followers, and I'm gonna do a full interview of you, and that's gonna be coming out. Did some of those very
Mhm.
interesting everyday people I would love to interview as well. So any range, big and tall. Also gonna be interviewing some other J vloggers and YouTubers. You might know some Shivers and Zach, and I want to
Yes.
interview
Yeah.
Radri. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing some other YouTubers. Some I can't say yet. We'll see what happens if we line up.
Mm.
Um,
Well, I mean, you could like the entire crew of Tokyo Creative. You could probably.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, I don't see if one of them does it. We'll see.
Mm.
But yeah, IGTV is blowing up at the moment. Is it really? I feel like it never did catch on, but maybe. But that's what Believe in Yourself just said.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, yeah, Radder. You see the dolls here. I don't want to become that Hikikomori, right? So I'm gonna do some serious dating there. See what happens. Bachan will be there too. But yeah, there's gonna be no rest. It's all business, really. This trip.
So we can look forward. We can look forward this coming week
Mm.
to releases on your channel.
Yes, both channels, Obachan's class and mine. Yep.
Ah, cool.
And going to be more consistent from there on out, especially when we're going to capture so much on this trip. So then can consistently push out all all in a row for like a year, it seems like, hopefully. But we only have like 3-4 days in the Kansai area with family, and all the rest are just going to be content, and dating. Oh boy.
Bradley, you have a girlfriend. You don't need dolls.
Yeah.
Hello, Kiki. You're there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we met the other week. Yeah. How are you? If she's there. Yeah. I'll meet you Saturday. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be quite a busy trip. I'll probably be stressed out. Hope I don't drive Obachan crazy, and we'll see how it goes. Do you have any recommendations? Any places like for sure that maybe off the beaten path?
To visit in Tokyo. In Tokyo.
Yeah,
Just for I would recommend Nezu Shrine,
Nezu Shrine.
which is it's about a 15-minute walk from Nippori Station. It's very peaceful and quite nice. What else would I recommend? I would recommend where is it?
Oh,
Shimoku
Tainaka. I'll be drinking those chew highs for you.
Shimokitazawa.
Oh, I do like Shimo Kitazawa. I'll probably go there again. I didn't really get to delve into it last time. Like we went there kind of too late, and half of it was closed.
Mm.
But I do like that area.
Koenji is nice.
Koenji.
Mhm. How to become a talent in Japan. Why Japanese? Why? I don't know.
How to become a talent? Oh boy, that is so subjective and intangibles and all that. What about a good place to go on a date? How about that?
You're asking me? God,
Yeah,
who's never dated? Somewhere, I don't know. Ask the audience.
I'm sure you've envisioned a place like that'd be a nice place or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm really scared about this online dating. Like, I'm just this whole internet thing is really strange to me. Though that's all I do now.
Oh, my camera's going strange again. Focus.
Going to the small rock bars in Shibuya and Shinjuku. I've been to Gods, Tai Naka. Have you been to Gods, that metal bar? I did like that. Music store. I went to, okay, check this one out, Tai Naka. Okay, this one's actually kind of a big deal for me last year. I did my first, I guess, like the biggest pop star I worked for. We did some writing for her, and someone was featured on her song that was from my city. And she's from Romania, but she's a big pop artist in Europe. Alexandra Stan, and actually bought the CD in what's the big music store in Shibuya?
I don't know. Audience, help me out here.
Oh, actually, Tainaka. I'm supposed to go to Hooters and interview Zach there. Phoenix 787. So I will be going there with Twitch and YouTube recording. Uh-oh. Wait, believe in yourself. You went on a few dates yourself, and Radry says you have gone on dates there.
Who? To me?
Yeah, maybe.
I've not gone on dates.
But anyways, yeah, it was surreal buying a commercial CD of a pop star in Japan, and it was released in Japan first, and I happened to be there at the exact time it was first released. Instead of worldwide, it was first released in Japan, and picking up the CD and buying it, I was like, this is ridiculous. I wish I would have got for free, but it's still pretty cool. Just for my dumb living room, and here it is in Japan. And that was probably like my biggest related release.
Just explaining to Radry.
Oh, wait, believe in yourself. Oh, you know Zach. Okay, cool. Did arrange online dates from location in Shibuya. Oh, Radry. Nathan For You is amazing. I got ideas on that too. You talk to me about it. Nathan For You is amazing. And you could just mess with people all day there. You never get in trouble in Japan. No crime, no cops. Don't care about anything for the most part.
Nathan For You. That's beyond me. What's that?
Oh, I think you might enjoy it. I don't know. I feel like it's somewhat of a European humor, a little bit dry, and it's very prank oriented. It's kind of like making fun of society in a lot of ways. Oh, and hi, Kiki. Konnichiwa. Do desu ka? Oh, I am going to interview Tainaka. You already know it's going to go down, but I'm going to go up to Michigan. We go to Novi. Something, we got to get some Japanese food and do it. Or you just hang out at my place, stay over for a weekend, record stuff. Doesn't matter. All right, now the chat's going wild here, but yeah. Yeah, that was really surreal last year doing that in Shibuya. But yeah, I don't know how the dating will go, especially with Lobach on there, but I think it'll be funny either way. I don't have time to wait. She's going to judge him right away. She judged my last girlfriend as soon as she saw her, and she was right.
She stood there in the background, like thumbs up, thumbs down.
That's not a bad idea, too. She doesn't have to technically be,
sit there next to you. Like, it's not like, like some kind of Mii is.
Yeah. I'll say I'm going to the bathroom and I go out the back door. I'm out of there. That'd be cool. Oh, Dumb Starbucks was amazing, Radry. But yeah, I got some jokey stuff. I don't know if you noticed. I basically do a lot of my own inside jokes and make myself laugh. I don't know if it translates to the audience, but that's part of a lot of what I do on YouTube stuff.
I sometimes I've read your Twitter and
actually, I remember a recent one. All I did was copy and paste someone else being some like emo high school kid, and I don't think anyone realized the context of it. But anyways,
probably not. No.
Yeah.
It's all about in Japan. It's all about the context as well. Yes.
Yep. That is how learning to read traits advantage of dating. Oh yeah, reading traits, all the signs, very big. I like that, studying people. Yeah, we should get Oba-chan here for a minute.
Yay!
Oba-chan, 何やってんの? ちょっとここ行って. How's your Japanese coming along, Simon?
Slowly. I've got to practice for next week. Let's have a look what I've got to practice. I can't remember. Page 23. Oh, yeah, family members. I've got to practice family members. Chichi, haha, okusan, all this business. Chichi, haha.
This is us living in the countryside. See?
Hey, Oba-san.
Hi.
Yes. Kinship terms. Yes.
You doing homework?
I've got to do, well, for next week, I've got to do my homework. Yes. Yes, there are many other kinship terms in addition to those listed in the table above. It's all in a table. You've got your in group, you've got your out group, you've got sort of family members, you've got, you know.
Lots of things to do, huh?
Yeah. Very complicated.
Hold this, man. So what do you think of me dating in Japan? What's your opinion? Let's hear it.
Dating in Japan?
Yeah. How do you think it'll be compared to what I've done in the U.S.?
I don't know.
Come on, some opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, well, you'll probably get free lunch out of it, Oba-chan, because you'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be sitting next to you, maybe on the other seat, and I'll give you this.
Yeah.
And the date will be going, why does that old lady keep looking at us?
What do you think of, the differences of Japanese women and American women?
It's up to the person. I can't say.
I was trying to get you in trouble, all right? I knew you wouldn't fall for it. I was just testing you, testing. I could talk about it. Maybe I will in a video. We'll see. I'll talk about anything. But yeah, that'll be do you think that'll be too weird if you're on the date? Yeah, I'm just gonna tell them, like, you're gonna be on the date. We're gonna be filming it too. Deal with it. You get a free dinner. Well, I'm sure they're gonna show up and not ghost me, right? Sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, see, Oba-chan's in.
Yeah. That'll be fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you can't meet my parents for 6 months or so. Just get it over with. I'm actually gonna do total reverse. Everyone says, don't talk about religion or politics first date and all that. Nope, talking about all of it first date. I don't have time. I'm only there for a few weeks,
Yeah.
Boy, I'm gonna bomb hard, huh?
You never know.
Yeah. I'm just doing the Costanza, doing everything opposite from before.
So you're all packed and ready? Because it's Wednesday. You're not.
Oh, actually, I did pack a lot tonight and did a lot of film testing. Actually, so yeah, I'm on it. We're getting there. There's a few more things, but yeah, I'm ready to go.
And you now know all your airport words.
Oh yes, one of those videos. Like, what else do you think we need to teach? Is there anything you want to see, Simon, that we could make a video in your honor?
My honor.
Yeah, some words you need to know or areas.
How to read the air in Japan.
Read the air?
Yes, it's I don't know what the term is. It's there's a particular feeling from the stomach, something like that. It's how to judge all the sort of the non-verbal and
all the cues. That's believe in yourself thing. Yeah, because like the work culture there again is strange, where they don't tell you if you're doing something wrong. They expect you to just know. And yeah, they're awkward, like I was saying.
How to operate machinery in Japanese.
All right. We'll try to figure that out. I don't know about that. Japan has a scent. Yeah, I think it has a scent too. Yeah, believe in yourself. I'm gonna have to talk to you about meeting up with the nice ladies. Yeah. Very interesting. All right.
Cool. Any more questions from the audience?
Any questions? Any
From the
questions?
audience.
For the most part, an open book. Or any requests or ideas to film in Japan, or any debauchery ideas after Obachan leaves. I'm there an extra week.
All right. He's not there to judge. You have to do a Jerry Lewis.
Oh boy. Maybe on Twitch we'll do that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Believe in yourself's doing well there. All right.
Yeah, but he's married.
Yeah, I got to learn the ways. Bradbury's doing well too. I got to get all the tips from you guys.
Well, don't look at me.
Well, double date we could do. What they think of marijuana? Yeah, that's a very touchy subject there. Very rare there as well. I think
Yes,
I've seen
he
like
wants to sort of, he does not want to destroy his career before he started.
yeah, right. You can't say you do that and never get hired, but yeah, it's no problem there. But yeah, I think that's a very rare video there. But yeah, it would be weird to be associated or attached to a video like that. But yeah. It is an interesting thing there. Believe in yourself. Jeez, you got it all, huh? See ya.
On that note,
They're gonna get me in trouble here.
yes, I should like to thank very much Jones. Can I call you Jones?
Jones. Everyone calls me Jones or Jonesy. Doesn't matter.
Okay, Jonesy, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Bradbury wants to marijuana, and
She sounds very lovely. That's a Romanian name as well.
favorite movie. Before we go,
My
last
favorite
question.
movie.
Yeah.
Can I go top 5? Something like that.
Okay, do a top 5 because this is a filmmaker here wanting to know these things.
Hey, I worked on some film too. Well, I think I might have told you. I have one of them. Maybe is the same. The Thing is one. The Thing. Love John Carpenter. The Thing. Ghostbusters 1. This is no joke, but Rush Hour 1 and 2. It is one of the greatest love stories ever. One of my friends was even saying that too. He might have said it before me, but I think it is truly the greatest love story ever depicted on screen. The love those two have, including in the outtakes. You see the love and the chemistry between those two. No joke. Greatest love story ever told. Rush Hour 1 and 2. What else? Apocalypse Now, I would say is up there. And was that 4? Or was that 5?
That's it's gone beyond 5, I think. With
5,
Rush Hour 1 and 2. Yeah.
Right there. I think that's good. That's a good. Those are some. I would say that. But there's like ones I've just seen over and over that I should put up there. But I'd say those are the ones. What about you, Simon?
Favorite films? I like what's that one with about the medieval knight in Denmark who Seventh Seal.
Writing that down. Seventh Seal.
Yeah, it's very old, black and white. Ingmar Bergman thing. I like Blow Up, 1966 with David Hemmings. If from 1968. What else do I like? Trying to think. I did like Star Wars a long time ago when I was about 11. Message retracted by Radri. I'm not quite sure.
Birdman soundtrack. The soundtrack to Birdman was amazing, by the way. I'm really into soundtracks. That was a wild one. Ongaku. See, I need to start watching more Japanese ongaku. I started watching some on the planes and was actually very impressed. They're dramas. And then I fell in love with one of the actresses, but I can't remember the names. Too bad. But yeah, I had no idea about that stuff. I really enjoyed it. But yeah.
Well, there you are. That's something to watch on the plane, although you don't get a great deal of choice on the plane.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Italian Job's a good one too. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. I only told you to blow the bloody doors off.
So I held back a lot of questions because I would like to interview you back, Simon. So let's keep that in
All
mind.
right. I'll keep that in mind.
Mhm.
Yes, you just message me. You know, I'm generally available at weekends.
All right. Yeah. That works. Yeah, and we could do something like this as well. Or, if you're planning to go to Japan and it's the same time, I'm possibly living there. We'll see. But yeah, so do you have like a plan to just go to Japan every year, or what's your deal?
Well, up until this year, yes. This year requires slightly more motivation and slightly more overtime, which
Okay, yeah.
both of which are currently lacking. So,
Mm, I hear that.
but yes, ideally, I would like to go back and visit all my friends there and so on. But
Yeah, I wanted
that's
to actually ask the whole origin of how everyone met and all that, but that's for another day, another story and all that.
yes. So where were we? I was wrapping up.
Okay.
So I shall
Oops.
wrap up.
Yeah.
and say that next week's guest is as yet a total mystery. I've been putting the feelers out, and hopefully somebody will turn up. But otherwise, I may have to sort of at short notice go out with my gimbal again. But we shall
That's
see.
nice. Hey, I might send you some people maybe.
That would be excellent. That would be excellent. One of my previous guests, Joe Shu, he's the show player. He's looking for somebody for me. So I've got people sort of
But they have to
looking.
speak English, correct?
Ideally, yes. He
Okay.
did find people, and I did ask them, but they spoke Japanese and didn't really want to join.
Okay.
Which is understandable. So yes, ideally, someone with a Japanese connection, doesn't necessarily have to be in Japan, but where we can have where we can talk freely without me having to go into Google Translate every 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll probably send you some people.
Jolly good. Okay, so mystery guest next week, courtesy of former guests. And I'd like to thank Jones for being a good sport and
Arigato.
for joining us on the show, and for Obo-chan and the cat. Also.
Yeah.
And
Arigato,
I shall
arigato.
see you all hopefully next week. And I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes, thanks.
I shall say goodbye.
All
Goodbye,
right.
everybody. Thanks for
Mata ne.
joining.
Ja, mata ne. Bye bye. Something.